In this video, we are wrapping up 2022 with a best of beauty series on my channel. So I already did face base complexion type of products. I've done lipsticks, and now we're gonna go in with eyes and the rest of the lip products that I have to share with you guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. My name is Kristina, and on my channel we talk all things beauty from my own experiences. So if you're looking for the best and most honest how-tos and reviews from a consumer's perspective, then make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave any comments that you have for me down below. Now, these are not necessarily products that have launched in 2022, but they're the products that I used constantly over and over throughout the entire year. The Best of Lipstick 2022 video that I posted recently, those were all launches from 2022. So this video is actually going to include lipsticks and lip glosses and those sort of things that did not launch this year. However, I used them all throughout the entire year. Firstly, I want to dive into the eye products, and the first category that we're going to cover is mascara. So I actually have 3 mascaras for you guys this year, which is kind of surprising because typically it's 1 or maybe 2 mascaras that I mention. But the first mascara I want to talk about is this one. This is the Maybelline Sky High Mascara, the waterproof version. I only use waterproof mascaras because they are the only thing that will hold the curl in my lashes. Something very common with Asian lashes are that they grow downwards and very straight. So I tend to curl them, and then I use waterproof mascaras because they hold all day. This does have a rubber bristle brush, which typically in past years is not something that I liked. However, I really like this because I feel like the length of the bristles is perfect. They're not super spiky, so they never irritate my eyes. This does tend to smudge the longer I have the actual tube of mascara, I've noticed. And if I wear it for, I want to say 9+ hours, then I do start to see a little bit of smudging right here. However, the final product after I apply the mascara is just way too good. I actually have it on my eyes today with a different base on either side, so they will look a little bit different, but I find that they make my lashes very voluminous. It adds a lot of length, and I feel like it gives me really good definition. So a little bit of everything. As I mentioned, I do use a base mascara because that Sky High mascara alone is not enough to keep my lashes as curled as I want them to. I mean, you guys already know Maybelline Full and Soft waterproof version is my absolute to die for holy grail mascara base. This is a mascara on its own. It is a very lightweight mascara. I would say that this one does really well in defining the lashes, and it adds a really good coat of waterproof mascara without weighing them down. It's exactly what it says. It gives you really good definition, and it's very, very soft. It doesn't make your lashes crunchy whatsoever, which is why it's super ideal as a base, sort of like a priming mascara. Whenever I started using makeup is when I started using this. I hope they never discontinue this because it's seriously my most favorite product ever. So in saying that, I've actually never found another base mascara or priming mascara that is similar or works as well as that Full and Soft one, except for this year. I started using this. This is from Etude. It's the Dr. Mascara Fixer Perfect Lash Volume Up Curl Fix and Coating Fix. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm just reading everything on here so you guys can find it. And this is just a clear priming mascara. It is a clear mascara. It reminds me a lot of like eyebrow gel. It holds my lashes up super, super well. It's very difficult to remove, I will say, because it's just really, really on there. If you kind of coat this too much, you can tend to get a little bit of that spidery lash look. So I like to use this very sparingly. I just like to coat all of my lashes from root to tip one time, and then I'll let it dry, and then I'll apply the mascara on top. It keeps it up all day. I feel like it also helps a little bit with smudging because it holds on to the mascara you put on top of it really well. But you definitely have to use makeup remover, like eye makeup remover, to remove this, because just like a cleansing oil or cleansing balm isn't enough to remove this. I did use the Dr. Fixer on my right eye, and then I used my Maybelline Full and Soft on my left eye, and you can sort of see a difference. Hopefully you can see a difference in the footage that I got for you guys. The Dr. Fixer gives you more of that effect of like thicker, almost clump together lashes if you're not careful, whereas the Full and Soft one separates all the lashes really well, and then the mascara on top, it's just a completely different effect. But I like both of them equally, and I find that both of them work really well with any like waterproof mascara that I choose to use. The best lash curler. I use a lash curler every time I wear mascara. It is this one, and it's just the gold version of the Shiseido lash curler. I have the standard silver one also, but I bought this one a couple months ago and I've been using this. It's the same exact shape and size. As you can see, there's not a huge curve in the eyelash curler, and my face is essentially very flat. So this hugs all of my lashes really, really well, and it sits flush on my eyelids, so it's able to grab all of my lashes. It curls it really nicely without giving like a crimped effect. You just have to replace the rubber right here every so often, and I've had lash curlers from Shiseido last me years and years. So now I want to talk about false lashes. I haven't been wearing false lashes recently in the last, I want to say like month or two, maybe 3 months or so. But earlier in the year, I was wearing false lashes all the time. And I want to show you guys exactly the ones that I swear by. So I started using lash clusters and lash ribbons versus like strip lashes. And these have been my absolute go-to. These are the brand Lash Links. And as you can see, they're all connected. So all you do is just snip off the pieces that you want to apply, and essentially they're like little clusters, and you can customize them whenever you put them on your eyes. I like doing cat eye whenever I wear false lashes, so I tend to do longer strips on the end, and then I go shorter and shorter as I go in. And I absolutely love these, especially because they're customizable, but also because they're way more comfortable than false lashes, because these actually go underneath your lashes versus on top of the lash. And because of that, the band is virtually undetectable. You can't see it, and you also can't feel it. The band is very, very thin. I don't even think I wore traditional false like strip lashes all year. I'll link the video that I have showing you guys how I apply these in the description box down below. And to couple with that, the glue that I like to use and the sealant are from Lilac Street. This glue, it's the Pro Lilac Street glue, and then the crystal clear like sealant. These are really wonderful. I can use these and I can get the clusters to last for days. Oh, that's another thing. These clusters are actually wearable for like overnight. They're wearable throughout a couple of days. And if I use this, depending on how much glue I use, I can get these clusters to last between like 3 to 6 days on my lashes. And then the remover is actually really amazing too. It does come in this sort of mascara brush form. It's very spiky, so you have to be careful whenever you're using it to remove those clusters. But because the bristles are very short and they're very stiff, it allows you to really get into those clusters and kind of brush them out of your natural lashes. I like to do it at the end of the day after I remove my contacts so it doesn't get in there, you know. And then once the actual lashes are removed, I go in again and just brush through my natural lashes to get any glue clumps out of there. So this is really wonderful. I love this format. All right, moving on to brows. I've never been a huge brow person. Like, there's something that I've done in my step of makeup because it just like puts together the look, you know, but I've never like actually been obsessed with anything, I feel like, until this year. So I believe that I mentioned this product last year, but I want to mention it again this year because I used it all throughout the year. This is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. This is just the clear brow setter. This one is completely used up, and I love this for so many reasons. So the first reason, it holds your brows up like nothing. It's very great to get that laminated eyebrow look, but it's also really nice if you just like to feather your brows out and you want to set them and have them like last and stay up all day. Another reason I like this is because the bristles on either side are different. So one side is going to be shorter bristles that really allow you to get in there. And then the other side are longer bristles of the same sort, but they're just a little bit longer. So it allows you to like feather out those brows. So you have a lot of control and you have a lot of versatility with this brush and this product. You just want to make sure that you don't use too much because this can get a little bit crusty. Like, it'll give you those like white crusties if you use too much. I've gone through several tubes of this and I really, really love it. I recommend it to anyone that really wants that laminated, super like clean brow look. The next brow product is actually a soap and I have it in this. This is just a leftover Trader Joe's body butter tin that I had, but I melted the soap down in here because it was just way easier to store. And this is my Pears soap. So I actually found this at an Indian grocery store in town and it was, I believe, like $1.29 for the bar of soap. And then I cut it up, I melted it, and I poured it in here. This is seriously a game changer. So it holds your brows up really well. It's what I have in my brows today. And pretty much the majority of the year I've been using this Pear soap. So I'll spray it with MAC Fix Plus and then I'll apply it into my brows and brush it through with just like a regular eyebrow spoolie brush. And this is so good. It does have a scent. It was kind of like annoying to get used to this scent at first, but I'm just so used to it now and it's really subtle that I don't even notice. Once you brush this into your brows and let it dry for just a second and then you brush it up, you can style it however you want and your brows are going to stay like that all day. I mean all day. And the greatest thing is that it doesn't get crusty or like hard because it's a soap. So essentially you can continue to just manipulate your brows throughout the day. My brows stay feathery and fluffy. And look, I can still brush through it and I can still kind of manipulate them. You can get them to look laminated or you can just do that feathery look. I like to go for like feathery brows. And it's just the absolute best. Like I haven't found anything better and I just keep going back to it. You can't beat an inexpensive, very efficient brow gel or soap. Now I have 3 brow pencils that I want to mention that I used all throughout the year. So the first one is this Kosas Defining Brow Pencil. I really like this one because it is that spoolie and brow product combination, but I like the shape of this. It's sort of like a triangle angle here, and it's really great if you're in a rush or you don't want to fuss with your brows and you just need to fill them in very quickly. Like if you're not looking for something that'll give you super, super fine, thin strokes, this is a really great one. But in saying that, you can actually use this top pointier, like thinner side to make those hair-like strokes and really like define your brows. I can define my brows underneath and then I can also brush hair-like strokes. And the spoolie is nice and stiff, so it allows you to really get in there and brush it. And this is from Benefit as well. It's the Gimme Brow Plus Volumizing Pencil. I have the shade number 5. And this is interesting because this is a wooden pencil and it does have a spoolie on the other side, but this has fibers within that pencil. So it's really nice, kind of like waxier. Well, I wouldn't say waxier. It has the fibers, so it makes it a little thicker, I guess, or tackier. So it really holds your brows and the pigmentation stays in there because of those fibers. And you can really brush it in, you can manipulate it, you can kind of make some areas darker and brush it really lightly. There's really good pigmentation in this. Like you can see I'm barely like touching that on the back of my hand and I'm getting really great pigmentation. I just find that this makes my brows look very, very full. If I want something like that where I have more of like a full bushy brow, this is the perfect product for that. And my current obsession for brows is actually this one. This is from Urban Decay. This is the Brow Blade and I have the shade Blackout. So this is actually an ink pen on one side right here, and then on the other side it's a waterproof pencil. So it's super versatile. Specifically, I love the pen part of this. I have yet to find a pen that I like better than this one. It's very, very pigmented. It hasn't dried out whatsoever, and the tip has stayed together really nicely. Like it hasn't frayed or anything, and it hasn't balled up on the tip. I believe that's because it is a brush tip. It's the perfect neutral dark brown shade for me. I can really get that thin, precise line, so it really just looks like I have nice and feathery natural brows, and I have been loving that look. Next up, we're going to be talking about eyeshadows, and actually all of the eyeshadows that I'm going to be mentioning today are cream and liquid shadows. I definitely use eyeshadow palettes and powder eyeshadows that I really, really loved, but nothing that I couldn't live without throughout the year, you know? Like they were fun to use, but definitely not necessary. These products are absolutely the ones that I kept going to. So the first one is from REM Beauty or Rem Beauty. It's Ariana Grande's makeup line. This is in the shade Heart, or less than 3 in the shape of a heart, you know? And this is the perfect light neutral brown shade. It looks amazing on my skin tone all throughout the year, and I find that it just adds a little bit of dimension to my eyelids. Like I said, I have a flatter shaped face, so whenever I can get any sort of dimension, I really, really like that. This kind of creates a soft shadow on my eyelid. This is very liquidy, but it's super pigmented, and it gives you a lot of time to blend. Even though it's very, very pigmented, it blends out like a dream. Like it looks buffed out, like you were buffing out a powder eyeshadow for 10 minutes sort of thing. Does not budge throughout the day. I don't have to use an eyeshadow primer whenever I use this, and it works really well by itself if I just want to do a little bit of eyeshadow, or if I'm just feeling that really neutral type of eyelid look. But it's also a really great base shadow for other eye products. Can't say enough good things, and I think the price point is really great for the amount that you use. I seriously just use a little dot on either eye, and then I blend it out, and I really feel like this is gonna last me forever. The next cream eyeshadow I want to talk about is from Rare Beauty. This is in the shade Nearly Neutral. In the same regard as the Rem Beauty one, it is super pigmented, but the texture of this one is not as liquidy. This one's definitely going to be more of a mousse-like eyeshadow. Really great pigmentation, but it blends out amazingly. I find that this is more of that pinky neutral shade, so it does give me a little bit more of that pink than that brown. So I think it actually looks really, really beautiful on the eyes. And just like the Rem Beauty one, I like to use this one alone, all over the eyes, under the eyes, and as well as a base product for other eyeshadows. These are the Eyes to Mesmerize cream shadows, and specifically I love the shade Amber Gold. I've had this one for a couple of years and it hasn't dried out one bit. Like, this has been going strong, I think, for 2 years now, and I recently picked up Exaggerize, and I really like this one as well. It's a really nice dimensional shade, and I like these because they are so interesting. They all have a base color to them, but they have a little bit of like reflex in them that kind of shift with different lighting. So it kind of looks more dimensional than just a flat cream shadow like the Rare Beauty or the Rem Beauty ones, you know? Because of that shimmery finish to it, it really makes these eyeshadows look like different eyeshadows in different lighting. So as you can see, it looks more metallic in some lighting, and then it just looks more matte and darker in other lighting. And I think that these layer really, really nicely. I like to apply these with my finger, or I like to apply it with a brush. Equally just as good either way you decide to apply them. Look at that shimmer, that sheen, and the colors as well are just really, really beautiful. These I find are perfect to just throw on if you want it to look like you tried really hard on your eyeshadow, but you really didn't. You literally just like smeared on some cream eyeshadow, you know? They are sort of a mousse-like texture. They don't move around and slip around on the eyes. I don't have to use an eyeshadow primer when using these. I wasn't doing a ton of eyeliner, but the only liquid eyeliner that I really liked was this one from NARS. This is their new liquid liner. Well, I guess it's not new anymore, but I believe they launched it this year, and it's their liquid liner. It's a brush tip applicator, and the reason why I think that this one is so good is because, one, it dries down nice and matte. I'm wearing it today. And two, I really love that you can angle this different ways, and that would determine how large or how thin the brush is. So it's kind of flatter. It's kind of like a duckbill shape. So if you hold it one direction, it's a thicker like width, I guess. And then if you turn it a little bit, then it's that thinner brush. So I like to turn it where it's very thin, and then I'll make my wing. And then on my actual eyelid, I'll turn it again where it's thicker, and I can just draw it on really easily. And it's really great. It does not skip. I haven't had this dry out on me, and I've had it for, I want to say over like 5 months now I've had this. And then another liner that I have been loving this year is from LA Girl. This is the Shockwave eyeliner in the shade Lullaby. Shades like these on your waterline make you look really awake, but the reason why I think that this one is very unique is because it does have sort of a metallic finish to it, and it looks a little intimidating, a little bit daunting, but when you put it in your waterline, it actually just looks wet. So it looks brighter, but it also looks wet, which kind of makes the eyes look even more awake. I just feel like this adds a little something, and it just looks really, really great on the waterline. Okay, so we're moving on to other lip products that I really, really loved. Again, I did a best lipstick launches of 2022 video, so I'll link that in the description box down below for you. But now I want to talk a little bit about the other lipsticks and lip products that I used all throughout the year that I really loved. And the first one I've actually been loving since I think the summertime, and I haven't said anything on YouTube. I know I've talked about it on Instagram, a little bit on TikTok also, but it is actually these. This is from Kaleidos. It's their Lab Lip Clays, and I am completely obsessed with these. So these are liquid lipsticks, but I love these because they're my favorite type of consistency when it comes to liquid lipsticks, which is that moussey, very lightweight feeling lipstick. My most worn shades are actually Adobe and Dune. This is Adobe right here. Beautiful neutral shade, looks amazing with any sort of makeup look. And then this one is Dune. There, that one is Dune, so it's a little bit more mauvey, but seriously, all of these are absolutely gorgeous. Cactus Flower. Oh my gosh, this pop of color, insane. You can kind of see from the swatches how moussey these are. They feel amazing on the lips. I feel like the texture of these really fill in those lip lines, so they almost diminish the lip lines when you're wearing them. My lips look incredibly smooth when I wear these. They're super pigmented, so you don't even really need like a lip liner or anything like that. They dry down nicely, but they don't remove any moisture from the lips. I wore these on my birthday. I've worn these to parties. I've worn these out to like happy hours. They last really long on the lips, and they also reapply really nicely. In that same realm of moussey matte lipsticks, I have this one, which I've really, really loved this year. It is the MAC Powder Kiss liquid lip color in the shade Impulsive. It's going to be a darker nude on me. It's kind of like a reddish nude almost. That's what that looks like, and it is a beautiful formulation. I love these moussier liquid lips because I find they're the most comfortable. They kind of fill in those lip lines, so they get rid of that issue for me, and they last really nice on the lips. I love this full-on pigmentation, but I also love this because I can go in with my finger once I apply it and just blur it, and it looks so beautiful, just like this stained like look, you know? I mean, the applicator is really cool. It's kind of like this curved applicator, so it fits right into the lip contour, so it's very nice to apply. This one definitely has been the one that I'll throw in my purse when I'm not quite sure what lipstick I want to wear. Next are these Fenty Slip Shines. I have the shade Cookies and Cocoa and also Goji Gang. These are very, very similar in shade. The only difference really is that Goji Gang is going to be a little bit more pink, and then Cookies and Cocoa a little bit more brown. These are absolutely wonderful. These do have glitter in them though, I will say, but as it fades throughout the day, the glitter kind of fades as well. It doesn't stick around and look crazy like, you know, whenever you were, I don't know, in elementary school playing with like play makeup, you know, like those always had glitter, and they don't look glittery. I'm wearing it on my lips today and they don't look glittery. These actually look very shiny, and they give you this like beautiful glossy finish almost. They're very pigmented, but they're not too pigmented. I don't really know how to explain it. Like, it kind of looks like a lipstick and lip gloss combo, but I can still wear a lip liner and you can still see the lip liner. I like to wear these by themselves, or I'll wear them with a darker lip liner to just add a little bit of definition. My next favorite has been this one. This is from Juvia's Place, and this is in the shade Libra. Now this is definitely a very nude shade on me. I find that on my medium skin tone, it looks like a very good nude that doesn't wash me out. And I have been loving this. I was a little intimidated by it before because I thought it would be too nude. However, once I have this on my lips, it just looks so beautiful. It goes with so many looks. This is really comfortable on the lips. Doesn't dry me out. Has a little bit of a sweet scent to it, but it's barely noticeable. I like to use this with a lip liner so I can just kind of enhance the outer edges of my lips. Juvia's Place actually has a lot of different shades in that lipstick line, so I have a couple, but this has definitely been the standout shade for me. So I want to touch on a little bit of lip balms. I talk about this all the time. Not going to be a surprise to you guys. I'm not going to go on and on about it, but the Laneige lip mask in the scent Gummy Bear, my absolute favorite, moisturizes the lips. I use this every morning, every night, and it's just wonderful. It's the most moisturizing lip mask I've ever used, and I also really love the glowy lip balm. So I'll have this on my sink, and then I'll have this in my purse, and I just reapply as needed, and I love them. And another lip balm that I use every morning is this one. This is from Fenty. This is the Pro Kisser Luscious Lip Balm in the shade Hint Hint. I also have the shade Latte Lips, but the Hint Hint one is the one that I use every day. This is just the clear one. If anything, it has like a slight pink tint to it, but essentially it's clear. I really love the way that this one feels. It feels nice and creamy. It really moisturizes the lips and gets me ready for the day, and it has really nice shine as well. Summer Fridays Butter Balm, specifically the shade Vanilla Beige. I have the full size in my purse right now, but I also have this kit that I purchased during the Sephora VIB sale, and I love this consistency. It's more of a sticky, thicker lip balm, but it is a little bit runny, so whenever you squeeze it out of the tube, it's a little bit runny and it applies really nicely. It gives really good shine. The color payoff is really beautiful. The shade Vanilla Beige is just the perfect neutral shade. It's kind of its own standalone lip color. These feel nourishing, super moisturizing. They don't make my lips feel like they're peeling or cracking. They are just a really nice standard lip balm. Couple of lip liners here. I'm not super picky when it comes to lip liners. Truly, I just use the same ones over and over again. But something that all of these have in common, they are neutral shades, but they're a bit darker than my lips, so it adds definition. Some of my favorites have been the shade Cold Brew from NYX. This one is just a perfect brown shade. I think that this looks lovely when you want to add a little bit of definition to the lips, or you want to fill them in just a little bit and then add a lighter color. In that same regard, I have this mented lip liner in the shade Lala. This one is going to be more of that mauve-y shade. So it's still a dark shade. It's right here, but it's going to be that same like dark defining lip liner. So if you don't necessarily want to go for a brown lip liner, this one is really nice. And it goes with a lot of like pinky brown nude shades, you know, so this is super versatile. And then this one again from NYX, Total Baller. It's the Line Loud lip pencil in the shade Total Baller. This one is right here, and it's very similar to Cold Brew. I would consider it a brown, but it's just a little bit lighter, a little bit more forgiving. And I like to use all of these. Like, I'll line the outside of my lips a little bit on the corners, and then I'll just rub them with my fingers, and then I'll apply another shade. But if I want to wear just a lip liner without adding any other lipstick or lip color, this one has been really nice. This is from the Sephora collection, and this is in the shade Knock on Wood number 27. And this actually has a little bit of a sheen to it. While all the ones that I mentioned earlier are matte, this one has kind of like, I wouldn't say gloss, but it definitely is more of like that gel sheen texture. And it's also a neutral. However, I find that this one just kind of defines my lip color a little bit. So I can get away with adding it all over my lips. So it kind of, I guess, enhances my lip color, and then I can put something on top, or I can just wear it alone. And lastly, I did mention earlier that I did do a favorite lip glosses of 2022 video. I'll link that in the description. But one that I did not mention because I hadn't purchased it yet is this one from Rare Beauty. This is the lip balm, like what is it called? I don't know, but it's like a glowy lip balm slash gloss in the shade Nearly Neutral. Again, this is beautiful. I love the shine that this gives the lips, and it gives you really good color as well. It's that perfect neutral shade. You can wear it alone, or you can use it to top other glosses. Other lip colors, but it feels like a melted down lip balm. It just feels so beautiful. I know that it's actually a lip balm and not necessarily a gloss. However, it has so much gloss to it that I consider it a gloss. It is a little creamier, a little thicker on the lips, so it does last a couple of hours, but I really, really love this. This is another one that I just can easily throw in my purse and be happy with. Alrighty guys, that was everything for this video. I hope that you liked it. Let me know in the comments down below if we have any similar favorites, if any of these are also in your best of beauty list for 2022. If you liked this video or if you found it helpful, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!